It's video game time! Hello, welcome to another figure review. Today we're going to have a look at the figma number 525. It's Shen from the game Arknights. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. I don't play the game. But Payne, why would you buy the figure if you don't even play the game? Well, design. This design is absolutely beautiful and I love it. And by the way, I just looked at some pictures of Arknights. I looked at some artwork and it looks fantastic. Honestly, I highly recommend everybody to just have a look at that. But before, let's have a look at this figure. This horny girl, get it because she has horns, stands at about 14.5 centimeters. A little over that to the top of the horns, but 14 if you're going to the top of the head, which means we are going up to 5.5 inches tall. Size comparisons. Here's Jalter, Figma Ich, NECA Michelangelo, SH Figure Super Saiyan Goku 4, more like Super Saiyan 4, and Darkseid. Now for the good stuff. She looks like a futuristic detective, like an anime futuristic detective. The best kind of futuristic detective. Also, she has a tail for whatever reason, but let's have a look at the face sculpt. Obviously, Figma does a really good job of that. Has a lot of detail in the eyes, around the eyes. For the horns sticking out of her head, nicely molded. Same for the hair sculpt. I feel like there's a bunch of strands going down, like even in the back over here. Nice attention to detail. And you got the tips that are going into the black from the blue, like a dark blue black. Got Shen, her badge on the chest area. The orange tie flowing down, it's soft plastic, so you can kind of move it around, but not really pose it. You got a bunch of silver line work that goes on throughout it. I mean, I say line work, mostly line work, but also these dots, which are attached to the hoodie. And like a lot finer work on her arms, which is like kind of pulled up a little bit. Looks like it. And also down to the gloves, have a little bit more of that. And also you have this thing, which I can only describe as like an old Kodak film, if you can remember what that kind of felt. Now it's kind of like just a plasticky thing that goes around. I'm really scared for it breaking off because it's so thin and it's just like, this, don't get caught with this anywhere because I think it just rips off right away. So you have like a little bit of a walkie-talkie in the back. Got a pouch on the side over here. And my first complaint, Ken, I don't know how well you can see it under the camera, but first and foremost, her white shirt in the top with on covering her chest is hard plastic and it's painted white. Then you have the lower part, which is, I don't think it's painted, it might be painted, but it is soft plastic as such, you can tell. The white on the chest and the white of the lower part over here, which is floaty by the way, it's just kind of draped over her body. But I did take it off, but you would have the ball pack just sticking out over there. If you're wondering, can I take this off? Yes, you can, but it will not look natural. You do get a little bit of more belly though, so you can have that. But still, you know, the main point is like also the line work for the black is somewhat not too clean, and also there's like a bunch of black spots on it. So really, this entire piece is not cool. Some more tactical gear on the side and the scabbard for the sword, which looks a little bit futuristic. Big and red, again futuristic and anime. It kind of gives me like Guilty Gear vibes, so I'm not the only one about that. Also you have the tail in the back and a nice booty. The tail also is covered over the butt. Also like these hips, damn these hips. But yeah, you got the butt, which is nicely molded, and the hot pants in general. They are looking very much shiny, so it gives like a leathery look to it, which I really much enjoy. And another pouch over here. Kind of have some sort of kick pads that go on throughout the lower part of her legs, and you go down to some high heels with a little bit of more kick pads like armor, whatever, draped over the front of it. For articulation, the head itself is kind of limited for whatever reason. I feel like there's not too much room, but if you give it a little bit more of a push, you do get some more out of it. Does tilt side to side, and it can swivel all the way around. And the reason I'm holding my thumb to this is because there's neck articulation. So you combine these two, you still get some good poses with it. But the neck overall, as you can tell, I think there's like a ball hinge in there. Theoretically, you should be able to rotate it around, but really you have to hold on or take off the head. So some more options. Speaking of options, we just recently had the Figma die, which had like a lot of cool new ideas. And seems like we still have stuff like that also on this figure. Like, wow, look at that. Have another butterfly joint, and this one is really going for it quite a bit, like damn, really gets some good job for some dynamic poses. Now the only problem I have with the butterfly joint, not really a problem, but it's really something to get around to. You still have the classic double ball combination in the shoulder, so you have like a ball hinge in the shoulder itself and another ball pack that connects to the chest area, but it's now connecting to the butterfly joint, so if I'm trying to move the ball joint in there around, the butterfly joint just kind of moves a bit. So that's a little bit bothersome. Also, the ball hinge in the shoulder doesn't really go up that far because of the jacket, but you do have some rotation in there. Don't have bicep swivel also, didn't really include that, but I guess that would break up the sculpt. Then you have a ball hinge in the elbow and another ball hinge for the fist that goes up and down, also rotation in there. Chest area is pretty nimble, goes back and forth, does tilt side to side, and does swivel all the way around. As you can tell, you have the ball joint in there, the ball hinge, the big one, you can see that all the way up there, so it does kind of, can't see all the things in the back, but you know, they left the room on purpose. Now for the hip part, let me hold on to these hips. Can rotate this around pretty much all the way, and also go side to side, tilt side to side. Does leave a gap though, but I guess you can try to pull the pants up a little bit because they are floaty, and try to cover it up, but still very good motion out of there. For the legs, they move forward, move out to the side. Well, this one moves further because it doesn't have all the stuff attached to the thigh. Also goes to the back. We do have, I believe, a thigh swivel. Yeah, pretty stiff one, but you do have a thigh swivel in there. Also, you can rotate the entire upper part of the thigh. Then you have the ball hinge in the knee and another ball hinge for the foot, which goes back, forward, and does tilt side to side. And then in the back you have the weird tail, which I still don't know what's for, but you know, she has a tail. Really molded over there. I don't like that it's lifting up, but anyway, it's just on a ball, and then you have a swivel on the top, swivel here, and a swivel there, which again just breaks up the skull, but I guess adds a little bit. Also the scabbards, which you have like two scabbards, so you have like the big red one and the other one, the smaller one, are on a ball hinge, so you can move that up and down, and also rotate it a little bit, but be really careful because it slips and slides around it, and like I already missed a piece. Like this piece already just kind of went ding, so I have to glue it on. I still have the piece luckily, but yeah, that's with that. So for your accessories, first of all, you got the swords, the what's it called? Xiao. That's actually the name. I'm not trying to make a joke out of it, but nice metallic on this one. Has a little bit of an unusual handle, but still overall looks cool. And then you have like the gray version, which still metallic, still cool looking, gets a little bit of a Final Fantasy vibe. And those go in the back over here, which I showed you before. But I gotta say one thing, it's not in there tightly. Now the good news is it's probably not gonna scratch your paint off. The bad news is it's just like gets in there and then boom, there you go. And also the other one is weirdly placed, so I'm not really sure how to get this one around. You really have to lift this up. Let me see. Don't break off, please. Okay. This one, yeah, this one is actually holding on a lot better to it. Yeah, weird kind of, it does have weapon storage, but kind of weird one also. I like wasted a lot of time on that, but I really wanted to show you the swords. Then you have the yelling face and the angry face looking to the side. Those are pretty cool. And a little bit more of a neutral face, which just a shy look on it. Cute. Kawaii desu. Open hands, like kind of chop hands, and like more open. And then you got the holding hands for the sword. And finally, you got the figma base, which you just can connect over here. Put that in the back of the figure, and also the figma back. Fun fact, the tail actually helps this character balance a lot, so you can put it in a bunch of cool poses without having to use the base. Final thoughts of this figure. It's amazing. I just said it. I love the design so much. And luckily the paint on mine is very good. And it seems like there's a bit of an upswing of Figma. Yes, the prices are still kind of bonkers sometimes. However, in the last couple of years, I had a lot of issues with the paint, quality control and whatnot. And I also felt like they haven't really done much to evolve their product. But recently, we got like a little bit of hints of new articulation points here and there that they might integrate, or they might just play around it for now and maybe drop it later, who knows. But as it is, for now, I'm really happy with the Figma lineup in general. But this figure, just like, it's another standout for me. It looks great, it articulates well, and I really only have one issue with it. That was like with the entire shirt thing, but I can look over that for still a great looking figure. By the way, she does hold the swords very nicely, even though the scabbards don't really do the trick so well, but still, yeah, I like this figure, and I do recommend it even if you've never heard of Arknights. Again, I would highly recommend at least looking at the artwork. And that's it. That's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, card game stuff, and whatever Cheyenne, Chen, whatever she wants.